Hi, my name is Jenna Whitaker. I am 21 years old and I am from Moses Lake, Washington. I really enjoyed my time in Prague. We were only there for 3 weeks, which simultaneously felt like the longest amount of time ever, and it felt like it went by in 3 days. So it was a very weird kind of thing where I was ready to come home, but I also wanted to stay there for the rest of my life. And so I really did love Prague and the Czech Republic and that whole area. I really enjoyed learning about the area, but really just the city. I loved getting to, I'm not a big city person. I grew up out in the country a little bit, and so I'm not much of a fan of big cities. I don't plan to live in a place like Chicago or Seattle or something when I'm older, but I really did love getting to see the vibrant city life and getting to see the different pieces of Czech culture. I think that was really interesting. And just even as we did all of our day trips, getting to see the different pieces of the Czech Republic and seeing the different towns that are there and how the culture varies as you go from place to place. Yeah, I would say a lot of my perceptions changed from before coming to after leaving. I didn't really know much about Prague or the Czech Republic in general before coming. I just felt like Prague was another European city. I'd heard good things about it from people about how it was beautiful, and it certainly is that, but I think that after leaving, I see that there's such another layer of culture to it where there's like a sense of Czech pride that runs deep through Prague, but also Prague is really run by tourism, and like you walk around on the streets of Prague and you can meet someone from the United States, from Germany, from Poland, from Australia, from like all of these different places, and they're all walking down the same street together, and I think that that's a really unique thing that I'd never been to a place that was like that. I think my favorite part of the trip was honestly just getting to know all of the people that we were with. I was really scared to go on a trip with, I think 16 other students and 2 professors, most of whom I had never met before, and if I had met them, it was only briefly through having had a class together and having had brief conversations at the pre-trip meetings. And so I didn't really know any of these people, and so coming to terms with the fact that we were going to be doing everything together for the next 3 weeks was a little bit scary, especially to my introverted soul that's not really big on socializing with people. And so I think that that was one of the things that's probably been my favorite thing, was like realizing how much after just 3 weeks I really did fall in love with a lot of the people that were on our trip, and how really unlikely friendships were formed, and just getting to watch the group bond together and go from total strangers to people who have inside jokes and are willing to belt their hearts out and sing karaoke in front of each other, and just watching that progression was definitely one of my favorite pieces of this trip. I definitely did a lot of new things on this trip. I'm a really big introvert, and so I'm not huge on socializing with people, so hanging out with this large of a group of people for an extended period of time was definitely a little bit daunting, but I think that one thing that I realized about myself was how much I actually did enjoy it. And as much as I'm not a person who wants to go out every night or go clubbing or go out to the bars all the time.
It is true, Jenna Whitaker doesn't like going out quite that much, but her alter ego, Jenica Whitaker, is quite the night owl. Roll the clips.
Well, we fogged up the windows of my old Chevy. I was willing, but she wasn't ready, so I settled for a burger and pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, just living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love.
The world's so high, can reach you.
Imagine doing what?
Overall, I will say I am extremely grateful that I went to this trip in Prague. It was 3 weeks of just the most beautiful sights, views, and time spent with really good people who I probably wouldn't have befriended otherwise. And so I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to go travel to Czechia, and I really recommend that anyone interested in doing a study abroad would go back too. And yeah, I'm just eternally grateful to the University of Idaho for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to make memories that are going to last a lifetime.